What is up? Is that better? Okay. We are getting set up here. Trying to free up some mighty RAM for this mighty computer. Okay. There we go. No, what have I done? I am gonna fix this. 1 second. Fit to screen. It's me. All right, squad. It is Tuesday afternoon. I'm back after a week of vacation, quarantine vacation, which is a very strange experience. My name is Mike Bifulco. I am technical director for Gymnasium. It's actually been a couple of weeks since I've done this. The week before last, we had an event for Gymnasium, so I was not live streaming. And so, here I am back again to do some work on our Gymnasium site. IRL. It's very funny. That's a door there, but it looks like a separate image or something. So, per usual, I've got my little helper here. My cat is roaming around making trouble. She might make an appearance. We're working on Gymnasium, which is everything you see here. We are rebuilding our front end for Gymnasium with Gatsby. I'm just firing it up right now and looking at the diff of the branch I had been working on the last time we were live streaming, which will be running momentarily here, and we can start poking around at it. We're going to continue work on it. If you remember, we were doing some Chakra UI work. Prior to that, we had an implemented React query, and we were learning about that. We've updated and upgraded a couple of different dependencies to more recent versions along the way. And so now we're kind of running out the finish line on this thing, which is a good feeling. But I'm not entirely sure what we're going to get up to on stream today. I'm a little shook right now. I'm not going to get into it. I hope everyone's doing okay. All right, let's pull this up. Gymnasium front end, our old front friend, is this guy here. There we go. We'll let it load, which takes a minute. We have done all kinds of good stuff in here. Last week we worked on getting this tab in place, I believe. Might have been what we did. Some of it, yes, featured course section. Great. We need to genericize some of that. Make generic, we'll go with that, some of that stuff. And possibly adjust some font sizes. That looks like it's probably a little big for where it is. There's also some spacing issues, which we'll work on this homepage, and play around with some of this stuff. We should look at responsive views for this stuff, because it's been a while since I've looked at that. Yeah, and we're gonna run at this thing full force today. So first, before I do anything, I'm just gonna commit what I had worked on last stream, because apparently I did not commit this branch. Updates to how it works in featured courses. Come at me. Let's do it. Okay, so we're gonna look for this guy and put some spacing in below it. So that is in the featured course section below this view all courses. We have a box. In that box, there's a stack, there's a container. We have a margin top of 4 in. margin bottom equals 2 rem. Let's try that. Actually, that's a padding, isn't it? Yes, it sure is. So that'll give us a, you'll see in a second when it refreshes, this will give us a little more of this gray bit down there. That looks a lot nicer, doesn't it? I sure think so. I've also been looking at some of the Chakra UI bits that I've seen in other implementations, and I wanted to show kind of an interesting idea. If I pull up our theme, our Chakra theme, let's see, actually probably a better way to show this is we have theme here. I'm going to do console.dir theme and show you what's in the theme object when we get it. So we can poke around at that. Maybe we'll get into some interesting changes today. Oh no, issues detected. That's interesting. Huh, haven't seen that before. Okay, HMR connected. Somewhere in here. Yeah, there it is. So, inside of this theme object, we have theme.space, which is this guy here. And what that does for us is it gives us a consistent spacing to use across the application, which is really nice when I'm doing things like adding 2 rems anyway. What I should be doing for both of these, looks like 4 would be 16. Okay, so let's re-implement this with theme.space, and then this would be 16, I think I said. And then this is going to be theme.space. Oh yeah, actually I have it done down here. 4. No, 8. So I'm going to save this. It will refresh. Excuse me. And well, we may have missed it. I think we missed it because I was looking in the wrong place. This functionally didn't change in size at all, but what it did do just now is it gave me the opportunity to adjust the spacing for the site writ large in one place, which is something that technically you can do if you use rems across the entire site. That's kind of the idea behind using them, but this gives more direct control and also allows us to dictate what we deem to be like the gutter spacing and the width of a column and whatever as we see fit as we go on. Hey Justin, thanks for the welcome back. Oh, what did I do here? I did something here. That's not good. Oh, this was negative. Let's try that. Something tells me that might not be working. We can get rid of this. Maybe manually refresh this guy. Does not seem to be working. Okay. We're going to do a template string there then. Negative theme.space 16, like that. Because we're not actually really doing math there in the JavaScript. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. So it does look like this is a little close here. Featured courses need some padding top as well. Equals. There we go. That's more evenly spaced. Now it looks like it's a title for the thing that it's a title for. And so what I'm aiming to remember to do is to never use this rem unit directly, but to use it sort of indirectly through that grid system that we've now declared, which is now defined by this 100%, this 10 out of 12, this theme.space, and anywhere else that we use those. Technically under the covers it is still rem, which is nice, and if we wanted to change it we could re-implement it here and let's say I wanted to say 1, it's not right? Yeah, I could say 1 and do, I don't know, 10px or something like that, right? Like we could redefine it. We don't need to because there's a really nice default provided, but there are cases where you might want to do that, and that's really cool. It's also nice to be able to do math with that stuff for calculating the size of components that are created in JavaScript, particularly things that maybe have to do with writing a canvas or creating an SVG dynamically or whatever it may be. There's a lot of good reasons to do that. So we've, let me commit these changes and then we can talk about what's next for this page. So I think all I did was, yeah, good. Room theme.space. Great. Okay. So what we're going to try and do, and this might be a little tricky, is we're going to try and break up and componentize this sort of title tag business where it might be tricky. But basically there's some markup that renders that very specific. I'll show you. We worked on this a few weeks ago now. But you can see it here. So we've got this, how Gymnasium works. It's defined by this header tab, which is declared in this CSS module. Come on. Okay. So there's a lot of CSS that goes in here. I believe it's all of these, and it then is moved a bit by No, actually, I think it might just be this. So basically what we're going to try and do is move this class.header tab business into its own component. We're going to try, and then let that component be repeatable. What we may need to do to make it actually work, though, is accept some colors as variables, because it looks like this is setting it as a light page background color, and that's a reasonable default, but for example, this is just white, and if we wanted to have a white tab appear from find work, or maybe as seen, actually I think the layout we currently have has as seen in done that way. Let's see if I can pull that up. Oops, did I just pull up the same window? Maybe I did. So many windows. Okay, find work has its own, so find work has a darker color and all that. To do this implementation, we need to be able to specify the background color used here. There might be some CSS selector trickery we could do with that, but you can see that's at least a dynamic thing that we might need to be thinking about. So we're going to make a header tab. Yeah. We're going to make we'll call it a tabbed container. Let's try that. I have this container.js, which does some bootstrap stuff. Okay, that's old bootstrap stuff. We are eventually going to get rid of that too, but let's start with, should I put it? No, I'm going to put it in its own directory. So we'll do tabbed container. In here, we're going to make a tabbed container.js, and we're going to make an index, and we'll do the usual export default as tabbed container from tabbed container. That should do. Here we'll do import React from React. We'll do const tabbed container equals a thingy that returns some div. That's going to be the start of our container. And we know, at least to begin with, that this is going to have children. That will pass through it. We will, we're going to basically mock everything that we saw here. And we'll give it a prop for title. Title is probably good for that. And so we know in here we're going to have a h1 with a title. And that h1 comes from here. Okay. And so what I'm doing essentially is mocking up this stuff in here. We are going to grab a container. So this div is a header and a slash header. We've got a h1 with the title. We're going to grab a container. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so we don't want to use that. We're happy to not use React classes any longer. Not React classes, Bootstrap classes any longer. So we will import, I think we can use a box for this. From Chakra. And we'll do box, slash box, and we'll see what else we need to get done here. So I'm just gonna move this class name over for now. We're gonna see what this was. And I'm gonna stub it out. So I'm gonna say const classes equals that. Great, okay. So this way it won't shout at me when I say header class name equals classes.header tab. We'll work on that in a second. And then only because we may need to duplicate some things there, we're going to do background as a prop here, and we'll grab a prop types. And that one, background prop, this is just a string, which will be our CSS rule for the background. And that can be a node too. It's probably only ever going to be a string in our case, but we're rendering it out, so we'll call it a node. Okay, so now we can put this on this side, because this is basically a mock of this how it works thing. Let me close these other guys, just to declutter my life a little bit here. Okay, so I've recreated the general structure of how it works. We have our h1, we have our header, good, and then box is replacing this container, and the simple grid is essentially going to be the children, right? This is what we would say is the children for the how it works section. So in the future, this would ideally be, here, actually, let's just do a dual implementation here. So we'll render 2 how it works sections in a row. And so the new one would be something like tabbed container title equals how Gymnasium works, and background equals, and then theme dot color dot, we gotta figure out what this is. We'll get that into the theme. If it's not there, gray, we'll say gray 200 for now. I don't know what it actually is. And what else do we need? Children, right, okay, that's easy. And then we'll just simply copy and paste this stuff in there. So ideally, one day, we should be able to have 2 duplicate things there and get rid of this tabbed container thing. So we also have to go to components, index, and include our tabbed container. So we'll do export tabbed container from tabbed container. And now we can import it in this how it works section. We might even replace this title with a microcopy thing eventually. We gotta grab our theme from Chakra. We'll say const theme equals use theme. And already I can see we're gonna need to do one of these. Complicates this a tiny bit. And we're also gonna drop a theme in here for our fallback. And we'll do const theme equals use theme. And then for this, so we'll figure out where to use that from here. Okay, so let's look at these CSS rules. We have our header tab, which has a before and an h1 rule. Okay. Great. Okay, so this is going to use some of the stuff we've learned on recent live streams for Chakra ring, which we will probably have to look up some of it. But basically, we're going to take all of these guys and implement them using Chakra. Which might get a little tricky with this H1 because I don't know if our GymUI H1 takes and spreads props for rest, so we might need to get clever with that. Or we could just use a CSS module there too. It doesn't really hurt. That would be the most straightforward implementation. But hey, let's start with header tab. So we're going to render this out as a box as equals header. So that'll give us the same markup, same DOM element. We'll do text align equals center. Background color equals, here's where we're going to go to our theme. Put in a color there. We're basically going to move all these colors into our theme as well. Hey, someone just subscribed. Cool, thanks. I appreciate that. I don't know if that popped up on the stream. Mighty cool of you. Who is Ryosuke? Hey, what's going on? Thanks for joining. Okay, so we're going to move this guy here, EB. That's going to be our light page background. We're going to do blue. We'll move all these over. It should be easy enough to do. Grab that. Yes, orange. Grab that. So these are sort of Gymnasium standard colors. Black. Grab that. We haven't needed all of these yet in Chakra, but we may eventually. Light gray. Ooh, something is slightly rattling with my mic. Oh yeah, you're totally right. It's hitting something. Oh, you know what? That's my two monitors clattering together. How's that? A little better? Let me know if you hear it again, Justin. I will readjust. I'm heavy-handed on the keyboard today, apparently. Light gray. I got dark gray wrong. Dark gray, light gray. And light page background we have. Okay. We should also look at moving these fonts over. Let's tell you what. I don't know if that exists already, but it's good enough for me. We'll do theme.fonts and we'll do Gymnasium title fonts. How about that? And for that, we're going to move all this stuff over in double quotes because we use single quotes in the rule. Actually, we should use a template. Template makes it a little nicer. Okay. And then we'll do text for default fonts. Just call that default. And for that, we're going to Helvetica Neue, Helvetica, and Sans Serif. We'll just get rid of that. Okay. So we can bump into here. I'm going to leave myself a reminder Any changes here need to go in and I'll leave myself the same reminder there. Oops. And there might be a way to just mirror this out, but okay, so I just closed the file I needed. In theme.js, this will become a part of our theme, so we're going to say for a default background color here, we're going to say background well, I think we can do this just like CSS actually. So this is going to be a template, and we'll say theme no, you know, we'll keep it simple for now. And I got that backwards. So this is saying use the background prop, and if it's not provided, we'll pick a default, which may or may not be sensible depending on who you ask. Okay. So what have we covered there? We got the background color, we got padding bottom. Theme.spacing 8. That's 2 rem. Now we have to do before. And how do we do that? We did it in the pseudo box is what we need, rather than a box. Great, and then in there we have our hover rule, but we're going to use before here. Before equals display table and content. There we go. Okay. We need a comma there. Lovely. Okay, so this looks a little funny again because I want what is in content to have I want the variable content to have a string that has 2 ticks with a space in between them. That's what we're saying there. It looks a little weird, but that should work. Now we need to figure out what to do with this H1, and I don't think I can do. Yeah, that won't work. So, well, this won't work either. We need a space there, friends. So, we might. Let's look at Chakra's docs. It's possible I can pass that normal H1 in there. Chakra UI. Get started. Lovely, lovely. Heading. This has an as, but I don't know what that as accepts. Box component. As prop. Man, that is such minimal frickin' documentation. Well, you don't know until you find out. Okay, so we're going to do heading, and we'll say heading see if that works, and we'll see if we can pass this in. Does this have it before? No. Oh, you know what though? Crisis averted. That can be an H1, and and that can be a pseudo box. And then we'll do before equals, and there's a lot to put in here. I'll grab all these and I will convert them from JSON to, oh no, actually I don't need to here, do I? I do. All right. The colons are good, but everything needs to go in a string. And have a comma. This is another one of these. What did I miss here? Okay. And actually, I think I can just use box sizing here because those will be expanded. Funkiness to do here, but we'll make it work. Z index, color. This is going to be theme dot colors. Oh, it's going to be this. It's going to be this. You know what? Maybe this should be background color. I don't think there's a use case where we want an image or something crazy there anyway. And so we'll say same thing here. And we don't need the equals, we do need a comma. This needs to be border bottom. This needs to be a string. Okay, what did I miss? A comma up here. And a comma here. We all good now? Man, my contacts are bugging the crap out of me today. That looks better. Some complaints. Unexpected token. Nope, that's good. Okay. Great. And I think that is it. So let's save this. Let's come back to our browser and refresh this guy. Oop. Somewhere I used gray, G-R-E-Y, in my tabbed container. Oh, I got rid of it by now. Okay. Any luck? Oh, I'm getting a phone call. Okay, I do have theme.color.gray in there somewhere. Theme.colors.gymnasium. I didn't do it here either. Like page background. Now I already see what some of y'all are going to be saying here, and I will fix that exact problem momentarily. But let's just get this thing to render first. Property 8 of undefined. Theme dot space. Space? Is it space? Yes, space. Okay. Okay, so doing okay so far. Obviously there's some room for change here. What we should do is move our tabbed container to the top here and see if it actually generates that tab, because that's the important bit. So far it does not. Okay, I'm gonna render this container in here still. So at least that'll set us up to have the children looking correct, coming correct. Okay. And now we got some figuring to do. But I'm into this kind of fun. Did I just miss this stuff entirely? It looks like I did. Negative 4. And then display. All right. What's the problem? We're all there. I think we're all there. Come on, go away. Let's refresh this thing. Oh, hey, look at that. We're getting closer. Okay. Not entirely terrible. Now, let's figure out what we're missing. Oh, I think I might have a duplicated CSS situation going on here. So let's just remove this old one. And we can also get rid of all of this. Yes? I'm gonna save this. Okay. So we're close. Some of that title needs to be adjusted still. This is probably has to do with the fact that we wrapped in here, we wrapped our H1 tag, our actual header tag is wrapped in a box here. We must have missed some of the necessary style rules here, or maybe I mistyped some of them or something like that. But we're getting there. I'm good with that. So Something in here somewhere is missing some padding. Those paddings don't seem to have come through, right? No, they're there. They have no effect on the below. Aha. So what if I add padding in here? No. Okay. No, that's not what I want. All right, so how do we add padding to this? Well, we can do this, presumably. Span. What's the chakra text? Is there text? We'll do a text here, why not? And we'll say text is equals span, padding equals 0, 1 rem. Let this thing refresh itself. Okay, we lost some style rules there. What if we wrap it the other way? All right, we're back in business here. So that is our implemented tab. And in theory, now, here's the real theory. Now I should be able to add one to find work here, but I think we decided earlier that find work should have a dark colored background. No? Yes, okay. Let's do that. That'll be a real test of our success here. So, find work. Lovely. We have some chakra here. So on this page, just rendering find work there. What I should do is give this its background color. And that container that we're using comes from components. Okay, let's start with white. We'll start with the white one. So we're gonna go into find work. And in find work, we're gonna make this a tabbed container, title, find work. We'll pass in these children's. And we actually want to render the title as an H2, huh? We'll see about that. For now, it's okay. So, that's the current production one. Now we have find work. Okay. That's not nothing. But we want to give this a white background color, so we need to grab our theme. Not here, here. And we're gonna do okay, it's white, we cannot see the tab, and that, I believe, has to do with this here. Let's see. Yeah, look at that. Nice. Okay. Our how Gymnasium works, we've got our find work. We're going to put a little more padding at the bottom of this section, featured courses. Just a bit, which should make this a little more comfortable. Nice. And now all we would need to do is, if we want to make this dark again, we can change the background color of that. So I can now get rid of this, which is nice. We'll delete this. Go to home page. CSS, we don't need that anymore. Apparently not using column and row in here. We are using Chakra still. Okay, so that's great. That's really nice. That's working. Okay, if we want to make find work dark, and actually, looks like we've got some color inconsistencies here. Let's put them. So live gymnasium site is on the left. Current in works site is on the right. We can see a couple things wrong here. This needs to have a different font size, as does this. And I believe that's because it should be in H2 and not in H1. For background colors, we have how Gymnasium works is the right color, featured courses is right, find work should be dark, and as seen in should be light. So we can fix that. It's nice and easy. Let's take a look at our container. Okay, we do pass the rest through, so that's nice. We can totally replace this with a Chakra thing, which we'll do in a bit. And we're going to say style equals background color. We want dark gray. Okay, should darken this. Okay. Work to be done there. Work to be done. Huh. I think this is what we want in Bootstrap parlance. Actually, we might not even need that. Let's try that. Okay, that's nice. We can probably move this box into the find work section. I think I might end up doing that. But first, let's test the color. I'm also going to mess up a lot of text colors. And for some reason, these are all centered. I don't know when that happened. Aggravating, but we'll get that done. Yeah, okay. Nice. So some improvements to be made here. Tabbed container will, instead of an H1, we want an H2. We're not using heading here. So that should shrink down this text. It did. Oh, and then it did that. Why would it do that? That's obnoxious. Let's go with rem. Huh. So it really is just that this isn't working here. We can work on that. Surely we can work on that. A lot of errors. Where's this coming from? Same site nonsense. Okay. I don't know why that's centered. Clearly we put in a center in here somewhere that I don't think we need here. Text line center, we'll do text line equals left here. Okay. Don't like the width of this. I think we do need to come back into the home page and drop another container here. Yep. Then we need to go and adjust some colors on find work. And we're going to say color equals theme.colors.gymnasium. Wait. What should white that? Yep. Cool. This disabled previous button we got to work on a bit. Oh, and we really got to fix that. That's so obnoxious. Let's compare notes again. Fine work. It is white. Why that's not working, I don't know. Okay. Huh, looks like that implementation actually is a little bit off, huh? Maybe not though. I don't remember what the correct design looked like. I think we did these from the design and rather than from the home page. I'm leaning towards this being correct, though I do not recall. Okay, we gotta fix that in both places. Looks like the font size is roughly correct. The font family looks correct. But we gotta get that tab spacing going. So how can we do that? Let's do it this way. Little H2, and we'll do like that. Get rid of this. We'll have lots of things yelling at us up here now. With some luck, this might look better. Yeah, font sizes are off. Okay, well, hell. Is that orange on dark gray an accessible combo? I actually don't know, Andrew. That's a good question. I would certainly be happy with not orange there. Worth looking at, though. I can, let's see, let me inspect some colors if you want to go and check on it for me. That would be super helpful. Orange is this one. I'm going to put them in the chat. My guess is it's not good. Orange is that color, and the gray is declared higher up. 444. Certainly this gray on gray is not accessible. That needs to be fixed. This tab is going to annoy the pants off of me. Okay. Got something stuck in my keyboard and the Z key isn't working. Come on. Oh. Let's see if we can finagle this. Oh, wait, did that do it? Just that inline block. It sure does. How in the hell do I make that happen? Okay. I'm kind of just being lazy here by not going in and making the edit. Let's see, display flex. No. Inline flex. Hey. Wonder if that would work. Yeah, it does. Okay, awesome. Problem solved. So, there we go. We got our tabs working. They're in the right size. We're in the right colors. We need to adjust the background color for this as seen in section to match what's on our current site if we want to do that. The tab isn't as tall, right? I'm kind of going cross-eyed looking at the two of these next to each other. We can fix that, right? Margin top. Yeah, let's figure out what would fix that. Inspect. Margin top 1.4 rem, which is this guy. Let's change that to 7. Oopsies. 6. Howdy ho. All right. There we go. Nice. Very nice. That is a homepage looking homepage. We do have some color issues to work out through here. I've got to figure out what to do with these previous index buttons. They weren't really helping right now. Part of the problem is we're unable to tell how many pages of data we're going to get back. Well. Okay, we can do some fixing on that. Let me commit these changes because we're at a really good place right now. Home page tab component. We'll add all of this stuff. Yeah, this worked reasonably well. I'm actually kind of impressed that converted that well. I did want to come into this tabbed container and fix something. The old don't repeat yourself. Const equals background color or there we go. A lot of repeating myself happening here, and that's never good. We know this is always the same value. And just as well, we know that we want to use theme.space here, and that's 4. We don't have space set up for EMs, so I'm going to let those be. But this should be for as well. Theoretically, that shouldn't have broken anything. Looks like we're in the clear. Okay. And we're going to use that same thing. Here. Okay. Bam. That has really scrambled my brain, all the stuff we just did. Use around if we can help it. Oops. Did that backwards. Get out of here. Oh, it's pinned. Oh, I didn't know you could do that. Get lens. Get out. Goodbye. Okay, that's one change we wanted. I think that I also wanted to move this box into find work. Ah, shoot, what did I just do? Okay, this is going around it. Well, you know, we're gonna leave that. We're gonna leave it. It's great. Discard changes. A lot of container mess in here, which we're gonna get rid of at some point. I'm happy with that. I don't know why this is complaining. Why are you complaining? Okay, who knows? Do we have problems list here? Yeah. Don't save those changes either. What is happening? Please, don't save those changes. Yes. Okay. Remove. Come on. Remove unused. Boy. All right. Well, that was a fun adventure. We made a component, and the component does the thing we want, which is always good news. Let's see. So we've got a lot flying right now. I need to work on this stuff, making these colors better. Yeah. Okay. So. So here's what I'm going to do is put in some magic here in this job list. Set page. We don't. In our query for jobs, in this use jobs, I believe there's an option to declare the page size that we're not using right now. So let's close this other stuff. We'll explore this. Let me explain what I'm trying to do. I want to make this pagination thing smarter, where if we load, say we pull up for Charlotte right now, in a market where there's only one page of jobs, like Charlotte, where there's only 2 right now, I believe, for the content we have loaded here. I'm just going to hide this stuff. Does that make sense? Or maybe if I'm on a page that shows less than the page size, I will just disable both of these so that we can't hit next, which does do some weird stuff that is undesirable. Okay, so let's pin this. We're going to open up use jobs. Use jobs is in utils, jobs. Great. And it's where we're assembling our job query up here. I'm pretty sure we can add a page size. Limit. Yeah, great. Okay. What we're going to do is feed back the page size. Const page size equals limit or that. Great. Okay, and we're just going to return our page size in here, which will give us access to that in the query in the job list. We can grab it. I should really alphabetize these, huh? Now I can alphabetize them. Okay, so where do I make this pagination stuff happen? Okay. Page equals 0. Resolve data dot length is what we're looking for. So we're going to say disabled equals those. That's going to be page equals 0 or yeah, I think that'll do it. I just did that backwards up here. No, okay, great. Uh-oh, page size is not defined. But. Job 67. What's going on here? Where are we using fetch jobs? We're using it there. We're just going to pluck that from options, right? Yeah, okay. All right, sorry, a little bit of confusion going on here. All right, so we need to do that here. By pulling limit me calculate this page size. Yeah, okay. Try it again. So now if I select Charlotte, those are both disabled because we're on the last page. Nice, okay, and same for Boston. There's probably quite a few in Boston. Yeah, now it's disabled. We're on the last page. Previous is also disabled. We don't want previous to be disabled there. Okay, previously. Hurrah! Extra ore. All right. So again, this works for Boston. If I go to the end of the last page, there we go. Page 15, we can go back to 14, 13, 12, 11, 10. Oh, that sucks. But our API still isn't great because there's really only three pages here, and eventually we're getting into some weirdness. This is better than it was, but our API is kind of limiting there. I might bug that team for more data back. Okay, I'm gonna end the stream there. I'm exhausted, mentally, physically, and spiritually. Sure, why not? We got a lot done though. That's pretty cool. I'm gonna publish these changes if they're not already published. Oh, that's not gonna work. I gotta fix that. Visual Studio having some problems. Git push. Everything's up to date. Oh, it did work. Okay, great. And I'm gonna pull request this into the repo, and we'll get these updates there. And next week we'll pick up wherever I've left off between here and there, and hopefully have lots of goodies to get onto. So until then, y'all have a good afternoon, a good week. Be kind to each other. Wear a damn mask. Do all those things. Stay separate from other people. 6 feet, all that goodness. Drink some water. Pat someone on the back. Be nice to someone. Go pet a cat. You got it.